we're going to focus on one topic today and go into some variations. If you have any questions, always please ask. So we're going to work on half guard top. Okay, so one thing I want to talk about real quickly is, right please. This is my assistant Erkan from Germany with me. He does speak English though. So what position is Erkan in? No, this is a mental thing, and I don't do too much mental stuff, but this is mental. If you think he's in my half guard, that gives me the dominant mindset, right? He's defending my half guard. Don't think that way when you're here. You're half mounted or you're pinning me. Okay, I know it seems like kind of a, mental fancy Tony Robbins thing. Okay, but too many people get here and they start panicking. They're like, oh God, he's in half guard, especially these days when guys develop a really good half guard. No, think you're pinning the guy, or you're half mount or half passed. Okay. The other thing you have to understand is this position is in some ways better than when he passes to side control. Okay. So if he passes, right now, can I move my hips? If he passes to side control, pass. My hips are free. So if you pass too soon, you're passing to a position where now his main power structure is free of your control. So don't rush the pass. Okay. Yes, he can sweep me, he can submit me, he can do things, but so can I. Okay, so first, everybody can come on in, please. So we won't do the formal stand on the wall. You guys look scared to come on the mat. Okay. So I know there's some newer people. I just want to clarify the position we're going to work on today is try and move your legs, please. It's just, we'll do this. There's a lot of different ways he can entangle my leg, but right now for today, we're just going to focus on this as the default. Does anybody not know this? Don't lock it on the inside. Let's not do lockdown, any stuff like that. We're just going to deal with this as a beginning kind of concept. All right. So let's understand first, if you want to get good at passing half guard, what's the thing you should really learn to do? This is something I preach all the time. If I want to get good at passing close guard, what's the thing I should first learn to do?
Break the guard.
Nope.
Oh, grip.
Nope.
Don't get into
Oh.
it.
What's that?
Don't get into it.
Well, that's nice too. Go. Sweep, submit. Just get comfortable being here. If you're panicking like, oh, he's got a grip, oh, I gotta pass right away, you're here. So the best way to learn to pass half guard is don't pass it. Get to the point where there's no half guard that you're really scared of. If you're panicking and you're scared of a position, what you do is you don't take the intelligent movement, you take the first movement. Right? So if you get somebody's half guard, you know there's no way they can sweep you, submit you, you're completely comfortable there, then you can pass intelligently. That's really important to understand. Okay, so when you guys play this, get in somebody's half guard, don't pass. Let them go nuts. Half the time I pass, it's because people are trying stuff and they just basically give me the pass. They'll even say that, I gave that to you. It's better than me working for it. So, let's talk about the dangers really quickly and then we'll get into some control. So, the dangers for me is he can sweep me. And most of those sweeps involve him going underneath me. He starts to really get deep underneath and things like this. He can take my back, okay? Okay. He can go to close guard, which means getting that leg free. Okay. And he can submit me. Okay. Those are our real main threats. Okay. Now what I do depends on what he wants to do. Okay? But in general, we're going to talk about kind of the different framing positions because we're going to pass all the different framing positions. This is where I want him flat on his back. Right? When he's on his side, he's got frames. Here. By the way, if you guys ever compete, okay, and I'm going to use a word that probably shouldn't be used in this academy, okay? If I do this and I flatten him out, I'll get an advantage point. If I never flatten him out, he stays here, you'll never get an advantage point. Okay? They understand that once you flatten a guy out, I have the advantage. Once he's here, I really don't have a great advantage, even though it's the same exact position. Okay, so we're going to work on flattening him out a lot. Okay, so there's positions he can be. Hand on the hip, underhook. Hand blocking my arm, underhook. Front of my neck, blocking my arm, front of my neck, on my hip, and then sometimes he'll just keep his arms in kind of this prayer position. Okay? All those iterations have a different threat. If he's blocking my arm, can he go underneath me? Not without letting go of this. Okay? Once he goes here, I can control his head, but he can also get underneath me. Can he go to my back right now? No. Okay. So you have to know what he's going to do and what the threat is going to be. So now first, we're going to start with where we want to be. Okay. Side control and half guard are pretty similar. I want to own from the knee to the elbow. You don't want him to have that space closed off. Okay. So when he has this position, I don't want his elbow inside my knee if I can help it. Okay. I want to bring my knee either tight to his hip or up in his armpit. Okay, does everybody understand? Now we're just going to start with a traditional control, but I want you guys to come on this side, please, for a second. What does it do? It just secures the position. Right? What if the position is bad?
Secure the bad position.
What's that?
You secure the bad position, which makes it hard to
Yeah, I'm just securing a bad position. So people always tell me, oh, this is the better grip, this is the best grip, this is the best grip. They're ignoring what the grip actually accomplishes, which is securing the position. Okay? So if I'm like this, can you turn your head that way? If you can turn that head, can he start shrimping? Yes. Okay? So when you control the head, the crook of your elbow, look, my arm goes straight. It's completely tight. Now turn your head. I'm not even grabbing. Turn your head. Here. I go like this and I'm squeezing really hard. Yes. So I want you guys to get here. I want you to reach. Arm is relaxed. Then grab. You can grab under the armpit. For now we'll grab under the armpit or just here at the shoulder. I'm going to pull a little bit and then I'm going to drop my shoulder. Now turn. Here. Okay. You can also lock your hands, but right now we're going to grab and our hand is here on the mat. So if he tries to push me that way, get your frame inside my neck. Yeah. Bridge and get your frame. It happens to everybody. Because my head is like this, there's a space for his hand. And he can lift his shoulder. I'm going to put my ear on his shoulder. Now bridge. Get your hand in. By the way, for you guys who don't like for now, okay, this is one of my number one wrist locks. Get your hand in. Because it comes in and it stops like this, and then I just drive. So I want you guys to get here, head, reach, here, or you can lock. Ear on the shoulder. Bridge, get your arm in. Bridge. Bridge. Okay. So just practice that right now. Person bottom, don't resist really hard. Let them learn to move. Ear on the shoulder, tight, and getting your proper position. All right, let's just start with that. All right, spy dry. 1, 2, 3. I just said 999, didn't I? Did you hear that? So, in this scenario, his hand is on my hip, and he gets the underhook. Okay, this is really important. I want to have the underhook, even with a gi. I'm not a big fan of doing grips. I like to fight for underhooks. Here. Okay. If he has the underhook, he can stay on his side. If I have the underhook, I can flatten him out. It's just that simple. Understand, I always want the underhook, at least the underhook on the side opposite me. So if I'm mostly on this side, I need that underhook. If I just try to get the head, okay. So here's the thing. Okay. Lift your arm. Right. Lift your arm. Okay. Lift your arm. Okay. So when he gets the underhook, we always drive forward, right? That's our intention a lot of times. You have to back up. Never be afraid to back up in jiu-jitsu. So when I do, he gets the underhook, because what he wants to do now is come in and start to sit up here. So as soon as that underhook comes, I go back to his wrist. And I'm pinning his wrist. Now if he's really strong, sometimes I'll even hold his foot. So if he's trying to bridge or take my back, here, or put my hand on the mat, here, put on my back. It's very important that you kill that. Don't stay here. He goes, I go backwards. Now from here, my arm is going to hook the head. Don't hook like this with your arm bent. Keep your head strong. I can't flatten him out. My arm stays straight when I go to the temple this way. Okay? This he can resist because it's a curve. So I go here, I hook, I'm going to drive his head. Now I shoot my arm straight again. Hook, here. So once I'm here, what I don't want to do is re-pummel. You can see that space? Here. I'm here. I dig my elbow in. Okay? Here. He tries to re-pummel now. By the way, you can wrist lock him right there. I open my elbow, then I re-pummel, and then we're back to here. Okay? So he's here, I slide back. I come here. My knee comes back in. I reach. When I reach, don't be nice with your shoulder. Okay? I drive my elbow in because if his hand is strong, and then I get that. Here. And then I readjust. And then I make it worse for aircon. Okay? Does everybody understand? Kill the underhook first. Don't worry about anything else. Let's give that a try. Eins, zwei, drei. This is part of a technique I call an eagle of freedom. So when I do this, he gets the underhook. I can't stay here. Okay? And my arm isn't bent. Okay, that's not free. That's free. Okay, when I go, look, my arms are straight. Now he tries to lift. Here, if I'm staying with my arms bent, this arm is starting to get stronger again. Okay, straighten. I put all my weight. Again, if he's really strong, I may even hold his feet just to stop him lifting. And I hang out. But notice how I slid back. Here, now this elbow's tight to his body. Cross face, bring my knee in. Keep my grip. Elbow in, open. Circle. Okay, so some of you guys are kind of staying a little bit up here and keeping your arms bent. Now he's going to keep lifting that elbow. Not going to be able to hold him from getting on his side. So like I said, I'll start here. He gets under. I'll go back here. Okay. Even if I don't have the head control. Even if he blocks this arm now, that's okay. I can stay here. Lift. Here. Okay. Does everybody understand? Okay. So, has anybody got questions about that?
When I put my knee in the armpit, I go light on that knee just because I'm quite spread.
Then just put your knee.
Okay.
Yep. The truth of the matter is a lot of times I won't put my knee there. I'll put it more here.
Yeah.
Because I don't want him to wedge too much. If he's here and he's wedged,
Yeah.
then I'll just go back here. Okay, very good question. So now, we're going to do one of my favorite submissions from this position. And it starts out exactly the same way. He gets the underhook, and I go and I pin his wrist. You guys come around this side. Now this is going to be a kind of a weird position for you, okay? And it's going to look like it's not stable. It's very stable. Okay? I'm going to take my elbow. I'm going to do a good downward elbow strike because we should be hitting him as much as possible. I come over and I drive my elbow right above his elbow. Here, now look at my weight. It turns and it sits. All my weight is on his stomach. Feels comfortable?
No.
Okay, here. My toes, I'm not sitting on the ground. I'm actually floating on him. Okay? Because if he tries to push me this way, and if he goes really hard, then pushes. Okay. So he gets the underhook. I come, I pin, and I do this little switch. But again, most of my weight is floating on him. Okay, some of you guys might need to come down this way just a little bit. Okay? The important part is his arm is straight and I'm pinning the elbow tight to his body. Now I'm going to slide back, control the wrist. When I say control the wrist, doing about 3 fingers on the hand. I'm not controlling here. Your middle finger, in Greg Thompson speak, there's this little ridge here, grab there. Okay? From here, I'm going to make kind of a little bit of a bicep post. I'm going to take his hand like a karate chop at 45 degrees. Here. Don't push down and don't push this way because he'll turn his hand. Okay? It's this way. If I push this way, I kind of lift my arm a little bit and I go right here. And of course you guys actually know the other one I hit right now. Yeah. Okay? So he gets the underhook. I kill. Come over. He tries to lift the arm. He's trying to do anything. Don't have your arm relaxed like this on the ground because he's flexible. Here, I lift it up. Here. For me, this is a very high percentage submission. Here, the trick is going to be learning that balance. In the beginning, you may have a little bit of trouble. It's going to be okay. All right, let's try it. Iron spike drag.
First of all, you want to do that like slide down.
Yeah, when you go to the submission, keeping the elbow on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And then I can lift it a little bit,
right.
but I'm lifting the hand mostly.
Okay. Did you hear what you said then?
No.
Legs on. So, leg out. Turn. Heavy on their stomach. There you go. Here's a good question here. When he gets the underhook, can I get to this position? Again, do this, don't do this. He's asking, am I driving into him? I'm not driving into him, but see where my weight is right now? It's more on this side of the body. Look, I put my weight, that's the sound I want. I put my weight on top of him. My toes curled back on the mat. Okay, here. So now he tries to lift that arm. You know, yeah, but if I'm hitting here a little bit, he can maybe start shrimping a little bit, and then I'm starting to spike off of here. So I'm not really driving so much as just projecting my weight. It should feel like you're almost falling off this side. And then I slide back, elbow in tight, control the wrist, because if I'm here and he's strong, I'm going to have a little bit of trouble. I control the hand. If he's strong, I can control. Here. Does everybody understand? I'm kind of resting on my elbow point. Right here. Okay. Let's try that for a couple seconds. Do that, but where's my victim? My partner? Okay. So, we're going to talk really quickly. Instead of the underhook, he frames my neck and he frames my arms. Here, okay? This is a really annoying one. Okay, so, What I want to try to avoid is trying to pummel like this. 'Cause he's just going to re-pummel, or he's going to shoot to my back right now. Okay. So first thing I want to do is, when he frames, is I want to put weight on his frames. Okay. By the way, if you have this, you can grab something just to get this secured. So extend your arm. That's as far as you can extend it. Okay, so this frame, where he frames will dictate what I do. If he's framing up on his, close to his elbow, I'm just going to pop right there. Okay, so most times you're going to frame on that bone a little bit. When he does, I want to drive my head this way. Turn your neck if you need to. It'll choke for a second. I'm going to open my elbow. Here. So he's got a good strong frame. I drive my weight. Now this hand circles this way. And I'm going to pin. My elbow's on the ground and my hand is hooking. Okay? So now he tries to pummel under. He tries to push my head. Here. What does this look like? That frame. Okay? So I don't go over the top. I open that space and I come underneath. I'll actually keep this frame from the top a lot of times because even with the underhook, you can push my head. You can do that, yeah, or that, yeah. And I have this, it's here. Now here, we're going to go for the head. I'm going to go up and circle. Okay.
You're mirroring his position.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, this here, circle and pin. Go here. However, that's usually not going to happen. Right? This, he's not going to really give me that if he's training with Ross. Okay. So, notice from this, he can look here. So I'm going to come here. A, B, C. Always be cheating. Okay. He's got two arms and I got two arms. We're equal. Right? Don't fight equal. This is a big part of my jiu-jitsu. If you've ever rolled with me, here. I put my head here. Now, I come through. Lock my arm. I can work my way through. Then I go through. Then I control. Then I underhook. Don't be nice. If I have two and he has two, this is my secret weapon. Use your head. Okay. So we're here, he's framing. I'm going to drive, circle, pin. It's not letting me have this. My head goes to this side, it opens. Oh, look, his guard opened. Then I can circle in, come through, control. You've seen some of my other videos here. But here, and then here. Here on. Whisper. Okay. Any questions about this? This is going to be one you're going to need to use a lot. Okay. The moment that I get this inside, I'm usually looking for this. Because now, this one quick thing. I want to stop him going under. If you get a good guy's blue belt, purple belt, they're going to usually be looking to go underneath you. You talked about, you teach the old school, right? Mm-hmm. I need to block that head. If I can't block it here, it means he can shoot underneath. So I need to block it a few different ways we're going to go over today. He gets here and I can't do anything, then boom, go underneath. Don't record this part, but this is what Hoyler should have done against Eddie Bravo. Okay, he was holding on like this and Eddie reached for the leg. You've been blocking here, then he could reach for the leg. He could address that. Okay, you guys understand the move? Mm-hmm. The most important thing is that pummeling from underneath and then head to head. All right, let's try it. I'm sorry, I'll show you now. I use this all the time. Because now she tries to push you or get an underhook. It's just the same thing she's doing on that side. Just got to keep your elbow on the ground so she can't go underneath.
Isn't that there?
And then head to head because you're mean. Now you get head control.
Okay, really? What is the thing with the head?
You can even do this. So when I'm here, I'll get the head control, just block his arm. Sometimes I leave it over, pin it. You come over, you got a little bit of flexibility. One thing, when he has frames, you can run from the frames, right? But again, Eric knows he rolls with me. I feel heavy all the time, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't run from frames. If he frames, I put my weight on his frames. Push. Okay. As long as you develop a good balance, the frames, the more he has to hold you up, the more exhausted he gets. So sometimes when I get here and he's really lifting those frames, and I'm going to put my weight forward. Look, when I like this arm. Here, when I bring the arm through, if I can't push that arm down, see how high up his arm is trying to hold me? It's easy to circle through. Now look, I lock my hands, keep that frame strong. Use both hands to push it down, and then I go. If he's just tight like this, then you can just work and circle in. But if he's lifting up, and you get here, it can be harder to push the arm down, so because I have a little bit of trouble. But look, circle, hold, hold, hold. I pin with both hands, and then I hold here, here, then right away, I can go back here, I can close you a lot. Yeah. Okay, does everybody understand? Okay. So, drill this in the same ways that you would deal with any sort of frames or clinches, you know. He's in guard, he gets a hand in my collar, that has to be my instinct. Right away. He frames in front of my neck, right away I'm coming here. Has to be immediate before he really starts developing strength in those positions. Okay. So now we're going to do a pass that everybody has done, but we're going to hopefully make it tighter for you and more high percentage. Okay. Understand half guard is just having my knee. Once my knee is free, my hips are free. I don't care he has my foot. They call this quarter guard. It's a useless guard, mine. Who has control of who? Both. Like I can move his whole body around anywhere I want. It's like if he's punching me, if I'm punching him and he's holding onto my gi, I don't need to break the grip. I'll just keep punching him. Okay? So we want to free our knee. So we get our position. I'm going to put my hand in his collar or hold his shoulder. I'm going to do two things. Pull his head this way, bring my head on this side. Now when I do, it's very important, my head is glued to his head. Don't put your head like this. If he puts his hand on my head and he pushes, he's going to be strong. Okay? So I come here, my head, I actually rest my head on his. Push my head. So I want to show you guys something. He wants to shrimp, right? Okay. I can hold the hip and stop him shrimping, or shrimp. When I control the head, his hips can't move. So I may not be able to control the hips, but if I control the head, I still stop his hips. It's just like this. I'm here and he's trying to sprawl his hips away. Yeah. Put my head in his. If he can't bring his head forward, sprawl your hips. Not forward. It's like shrimping. The guy can't bring his head forward, he can't shrimp. So this is why I block the head so much. So I'm here, shrimp out. Now from here, you put your hand on the mat or you put your hand here. I'm going to tripod up. This is a sprawl. And this is a tripod. And I move a little to the side. This hand is ready in case he tries to go to guard to block. Here. Now I'm going to do a little bounce. You can use your hand. My knee touches the ground, my leg steps out. We're just going to stop right there. I'm here, not here, here. Even if I do this, go to guard, you can't go very far. I go here. Don't be nice to your friend. Don't worry, they won't get angry. Knee is glued to him, foot is out wide, head is still here. Don't lift your head up. We'll focus on the pass. I don't want to see anybody doing the pass because it's very important details of the pass. So let's try it. That's my job.
This is my third lesson anyway.
That's great. This is an important lesson.
I come from Kung Fu, which is why I'm on Ross. Nearly 20 years.
This is a great cheat code right off the bat.
Yeah.
Bring your head to mine.
I never want my opponent to have body alignment. They have body alignment, they're strong. So if his knees, hips, shoulders, and head are all the same direction, he is strong. So I always want to turn something so he's never in alignment. If you let your opponent be in alignment,
Yeah.
he's going to be strong. I'm always turning something here. So you see your opponent is this, try to twist him somehow. Okay? Because then he's strong. It's like if you were going to do a bench press.
Yeah.
They made you turn your knees this way and look that way. Yeah. How much do you think you could bench?
Yeah.
Not much, right?
Yeah.
Right? So because I'm pushing you,
Yeah, because then I'm using the arm hold rather than the entire body weight.
you're like this, you're strong, and you're pushing me, you're going to be strong.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to always twist my opponent. Conversely, what are you always trying to do? Maintain your alignment, right? We're going to break that rule in a second, but in general, especially on the bottom, when you get on your side, your whole body gets on your side, right? And people sometimes twist their legs but not their shoulders, or they twist their shoulders but not their legs, right? They do this.
Yeah.
Or they go like this, and they go flat on their back. And then that's great for me on top, but so always don't think so much about this pass, that pass. If you're on top, think, has he got his alignment? I need to mess that up. You stay here, I can go this way, go this way. Put your head on mine. I'm only going this way, so you know that's the only direction. To his head, I pop up, and I move to the side a little bit. I can also look, if he's keeping his legs high, keep your legs higher, above my knee, I'll just bounce and push. I put my knee down first next to him. First. Now I'm going to do two things. Right now, if I stay on my knee, if he were to bump me with his leg, I'm going to lose my balance. Okay? So when I'm here, what did we just talk about?
Alignment.
Alignment. Right now, he's in pretty decent alignment. I got my head here, so he's not in great alignment. You'll see a lot of times people get here, and they're kicking the leg to free. And right now, I've got no lower base down here. Also, if he's slick, he opens his legs really quickly and catches both feet. Okay? Now I'm having a bad day. So, if his legs stay pinched really tightly, keep your legs pinched. His knees will open when I turn his head. So I'm going to do two things. My knee is going to slide, and I'm going to sit on I'm going to put my hip connected to his lower hip. The mistake people do when they do that is they lift their head. Now, hold this leg, roll this way. You're going to get rolled. Okay. So my knee goes to the ground. My head is here. It slides down, and I push my head more into his head. Now keep the guard, keep my left feet. Here. Here. Bump me forward. If I'm on my knee, okay. So I get here. I slide my knee at the same time I push my head more into his. My weight is off to the side. Now, his knees are having a hard time staying closed. Everybody comes super close right now. I'm gonna have a hard time pulling my foot out. I am making his knees open, but I'm still gonna have a hard time. So I come here, get kind of behind. I know I'm being really picky. Straighten your feet up for a second. So what I do, I turn my foot so it's in line and I point my toes. Then it slides out. If I stay here, I turn my toes just a little bit so it's in complete alignment. I point my toes like a little ballerina. Yeah. Okay. So we're putting together three things: low hip, head press, and turning our feet. If I come here, I push the head, I turn. Here. Now, I have to worry about him being on his side. That's why you see a lot of people will run the hips back. But because I have the head turn into me, put me in guard. I drive my head across. Only at the end do I take my head off. Okay. Here, boom, turn. Now I pick the arm up. I don't try to pick it up. Now, it's too heavy, tight to his body. Keep it tight. Now I can pick it up. There's a lot of little details there. Take your time. Don't need to rush. Don't kick and pull and kick and pull. Did you have a question?
No, I was just throwing the fly away.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, but you still chance of rolling.
Drop me other way, drop me other way.
Put it below his ear. Okay. I want to put it above his ear. I'm looking actually for the temple area. Okay. Again, my head he can't block if he's blocking both my arms. He's blocking my arms. I can always go here, work. Okay, so we're here. I need my hands for base. So when you're popping up, again, if he's staying tight on my legs when I pop up, I can bounce and use my leg. Getting here, some of you guys are being nice, and you're having trouble pulling the foot out. Because you're putting a little pressure on the head. But look, I'm not doing this and just kind of doing a little push. Keep my foot. Turn into me. So you guys understand? That last little bit, do you want the pass or do you want friends? You want the pass. Okay? Friendship is overrated. All right. So let's try it a little bit. I've probably seen the one. I come here and I hook my foot. I hook. Can you drop your leg a little bit? I hook my foot. Right. So and then we pull our leg free. Okay. And that's where people have a lot of trouble. If I'm lifting my foot so high, I'm off balance. So first thing I'm going to do is put my head out here. Now look at my body. I'm going to go to the side. Now I can hook my foot in. If his knee is up, I have trouble. And if I hook, I'm off balance. So I'm just going to shift my whole weight to the side. I won't have much necessarily head pressure, it'll still be there. But I come here, and I move to the side. Now my toes dig right in. You can also put here, but I'm just going to dig my toes. My toes drive. Drive my knee. When you drive your knee, don't drive your knee forward. His leg is in the way. And if I bring it forward, I may not even get it to the ground. I bring it up and down. And out, knee up, head push. Here, wrist lock for the win. Does everybody understand what I did there? Shift your whole body to the side, turning his knees. Because again, when he has my leg, what do I have? Control of his hips. Okay. Let's try that briefly. So
You've wasted energy.
You wasted energy.
Yeah.
Exactly. So here, yeah, when people say pull the arm up,
Yeah.
unless you're way stronger, he drives my head offline, then he pulls the arm up. Even,
Should I arm be there now because I'm catching your head with that arm and everything going?
you need to unhook. Now, one thing, if the guy is stronger than you, don't hook the shoulder, post your hand. So like, try to throw me that way. Exactly. Just for that. Now, even if you don't pull the arm up, drive my head offline, put your knee in the spin. Yeah. Do that too. You can control that space. Yeah, so that's why I do it. I was taught to pull the arm here. Like we're about the same size, maybe you're a little smaller, right? Move your elbow to your body. Right? You see the police, the pass, people.
Yeah, it's not gonna
It's never gonna happen. I can't lift it, and I'm spending all this time allowing you to. Now look.
straight out. Big word.
And I want him to just flatten me out. And we beat this one first. No. I'll show you. Circle this one in, pin it, there you go. Head to head. Circle this one in. There you go, control the head. Now you can work on this arm, control the head now. There you go. Take back. If you repummel like that, yeah. So slide back to the wrist. No, There you go. Flatten me out. Here, elbow in. No. Elbow in. We're just
Yeah,
flat.
elbow.
Drive your elbow inside my arm. Yeah. Open. There we go. Again. So I want you just kind of going through these two. Drive. Circle the arm in. What do we do if he blocks here? You can't get the arm inside? Head to head. Not on this side. Now control the head. Yeah. Bend your elbow. Actually, do your elbow before. Here. Underhook. What do we do right away? Yes. Good. Again. Go back. What do we do? Yes. See the difference? If he tries to start setting up a Dars or something from here. Nope. Dars. Yeah. See, I'm going to catch him to start reversing. And so just those two, he has double frames, underhook and hand on the hip. No need to panic. If you forget, just take your time. Do that for a few minutes, we'll get some water. That's fine. How should I go? If he's lower, I'm gonna put my weight, come here, right? I'm gonna get the collar, unless he has that hand on my collar. I'm gonna control the arms. But for now, I'm gonna come here. Now, if I just try to kick my leg out, it's not gonna work. Go across your feet. So I'm gonna act like I'm going to side control. I'm pulling in tight. Now, I'm going to straighten my body out. Now we're going to go to eagle. The trick is I go from this angle to his back. I don't scroll my leg up. Then this one will make you loud. Here. I want to get here. Right? But he's keeping it. He's kind of keeping a good position. I open my knee. It's just real simple. He's blocking me from my elbow. Come here. My knee. And I go right in, elbow in. That little, get your elbow back in. He gets the underhook, but I'm not able to slide all the way back. Okay, so a lot of times people go for the wizard. Okay. The problem with this is this hand can circle through and grab my hand, and you can start to roll me back. Or I'm here, maybe trying to set up a guard. So he can go to guard anytime. So keep the underhook, good and strong. So I go, leg, arm straight. Now look, I scroll. And I can put shoulder arm lock. And then I control. We're going to go over one.
It's like when you do side control, you put your fist on the floor to stop them from regarding, isn't it?
Yep, except I'm really turning into the elbow. Okay guys, inefficiently a lot of times. We come here, we sit on our hip, we open the leg and we pass. Look at Erkan's face. He's having a good time. If he's comfortable, I'm not doing my job on top. You know, I think it was Hickson said in every fight there should be one person who's comfortable, one person who's uncomfortable. Okay, and your job is to make sure you're the one comfortable one. Conversely, he's always uncomfortable. This is, I see a lot of modern jiu-jitsu, both guys are comfortable. That's ridiculous. Okay, so first thing I do, remember, crook of the elbow. Hold. When I do this, I don't turn my leg and sit on the ground. Okay, for one thing, see how much he can get on his side? Here. My weight is going to go on him. I turn, look at my shoulder, and I sit on him. My hips are off the ground. I'm on the ball of my foot. My weight is on him. It's going to be one of the few times that I'm out of alignment. I'm here, here. But look at my chest. It's down. So what I'm not doing is this, is watch the motion. I'm not sitting to the side. I'm pivoting in place. Here. Does everybody understand? This is a crucial difference in the way I do this pass. So you're going to see his face. I come here and this. And now if he tries to move or bridge or anything like this, it's here. Okay, does everybody understand this pressure? Not here. Okay. Again, the point is the crook of the elbow. When I do this, I'm putting the crook of the elbow. Look, I can have my hand on the mat. When I do this, it's the same thing. Crook of the elbow. I pivot right on top of him. My hand is out wide, so if he tries to throw me that way, it's... Now, what I don't do is reach back like this. He shoots his right arm behind, and one-on-ones, I'm going to have trouble. Okay? I'm going to do one of two things. Drive my elbow to my hip and control his pant leg, or I grab palm up this way. Okay? If I grab this way too, he pulls my arm every time I go to kill that leg. I grab this way, pull my arm. So I'm here, I switch, and I'm here or here. Now, we walk our foot up. If he's got big heavy legs, and just use my hands to pick his legs up. Now I use my elbow, keep your leg tight. I do two things. It's not so much an elbow push, as watch my hips, they move back just a little bit. I pick my knee up a little bit, I drive it to the mount, and I go under his arm. Okay. Weight forward, hook, out. Okay. It's nothing you guys haven't done. What I want to not see is this. Okay. I want to hear this. Where's my chest? Right up here. It's here. I stretch. Okay. I want that face when I mount him, not this face. Everybody understand the difference? Let's try it a little bit. That's my drum. And I do this. So we're here. Switch. Now look, instead of pushing the leg, I'm going to take a step out and I'm going to go back to my knees like I'm sitting in guard, but on my toes. I step and I go like this. And I push. Now keep your leg close. So it's, the motion is keep it going. Step. And then I can use my hand because you can't reach. Keep your guard. That's just a difference. What's that? I want to be under the neck. When I reach, you can grab wherever you want, armpit. Watch, my shoulder turns first, and then I turn my hips. My toes are on the mat like this. Don't straighten them out. It's curled behind me on the mat. He's trying to stay above my knee. I walk my foot up, move, bring. Now he may block my knee. My hand goes under. The way we do this is I walk out at a 45-degree angle at his elbow like a spider. Yeah. If he's still holding on to the foot, I can start bringing him this way. If everything's not working and I just can't free my foot, my head goes to the other side. We can go that way too. But for right now, person on top, just don't keep the foot trapped too tight at the end. But I'm here, I switch, pressure is all here, walk it up. My hand goes under, even if he doesn't block my knee, my hand goes under. I don't use this, resist with your arm. I just put my hand on the mat and I walk it out, not up, out. Does everybody understand? Mm-hmm. Any questions? Let's try this a little bit more. I'll just keep working. Okay. I can just keep working again. If he's really strong, I don't push, I frame. I move my body back. And then I go. I get here, he's got the foot. Look, I pull, I walk him that way. His feet all open. You know when you scoop by,
That gives them a little chance for an underhook. What can you do anything with that underhook from there? Get there. As you screw it.
I'm keeping it tight.
Yeah, just be tight.
Yeah. Now if he gets the underhook, I can bring that arm over, start switching. Yeah. Okay. But this is also why I do this one a lot. Get the underhook. Oh man, go. If I had that leg, he's never coming on top. So it's something I taught one of my guys, his brown belt now, and he does all the time because he's lazy like me. He'll just lean kind of back. Come.
So no way. You'll get to a certain point and flip back.
There's no way he can get on top as I have this leg. So that's the advantage of grabbing that leg, right? So sometimes you can bait a guy, because once he opens his guard, your leg is free. And once you have that leg, he'll never get on top. It's like our back escape. Back, right? Come out to the side. I control this leg. He tries to get on top now. So we're going to do one more. Okay. And this. So he gets the underhook, but this time he comes up on his elbow. Here. So I usually do this either because he's got a really strong underhook, or I'm sitting back. Okay. I tend to play up front, but if I sit back, by the way, I don't sit like this. Can you go to guard? Come back. Go to guard. I'll play this a lot, where I just sit on their foot. Like guys who try to do tornado and upside down stuff, go upside down. Ain't go anywhere. But we're here, he gets the underhook, but he comes up on his elbow. Same thing I go. Now I'm going to have a harder time flattening him out. I'm going to go under this arm. Here, and I'm reaching. So we have the near side underhook. So now if he tries to go underneath me, I can't. Does everybody understand? I actually don't need this underhook so much anymore. Just turn on your side. I can do this without the coming up, and when he comes up, I immediately shoot here. I flatten, and I get in his collar. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to get him facing that way. I'm going to drive off my toes. Keep your half guard, please. I'm going to drive off my toes. I'm going to put my head out to the side this way, and I'm lifting. So I'm driving my weight. This time I'm not close to his head at all. I'm putting my weight way outside. From here, you can use your hands because you can't reach with this one. And bring my knee through. If he blocks my knee. Okay. So we're going under the near side arm. I can be under that one, or I can be under this one. Here. He tries to take my back or turn into me. Here, I hold the collar. It's very important that I project my body way over there. I take a big step and I put my head, your head on the mat. Here, if he's got big legs, you can just walk. Now he tries to keep his guard closed. Knee up, knee down. Underneath, I have double underhooks. Does everybody understand the difference here? It's really important. And I go under here. I don't flatten him this way, just flatten this way. And I have the underhook. Here, head across, step, keep your guard closed. Any questions? One of his fights will beat the crap out of the guy for like all 3 rounds. So rather than the underhook, because if you pin the guy against the cage, the guy would come up like this. Keep turning into me. Then he would come here, hooking this, baiting the guy, but every time. And I'll use this because I'll do this. I'll turn, and I'll turn my hips, and just start working the pass here.
Yeah. Rock question, is it? That's a Frank Mir thing. Yeah.
Here's what I gave version no videotape this.
So free like that.
Me is rock his head. Lift down. block his head with my head, block his head with my arm, or I block underneath. In any way I want to stop him coming this way. And it's easy to pass him when he's here. But when he can curl under me, right, I go here, right, I go here, or I go here. But in all those situations, it stops him coming here. This is great, but this is, I've got to stop this side. Okay, does everything make sense? So you can do any of those three. You can go, he's blocking my arms, he's here. I can just work, right, to get to this, right off the bat. So practice any of those. You know, he's blocking, I'll play here, maybe play here, switch. So we're going to go over variation. Everything is the same. The finish is just going to be a little bit different. So again, I don't have to wait till he comes up on his elbow, but when he comes up on his elbow, that space is really open for someone with big giant muscle arms like me too. So I'm here, head projects, I come here. I put my knee down. Now all that's going to change is this back leg is going to come across. I pull my leg out. I go right to this side. So everything is the same. Instead of trying to walk it up and go to mount, I just pass it to the other side. As I project, I'll lift a little bit. Can you move back to the side? Thanks. Push. Knee. Now when I do this, my shin pushes down. My leg steps. Where does my head go, guys? Back to his. Because when I'm like this, he's strong with his arm. That's one reason. It's funny. That's one reason I hit wrist lock so much. Because when I push the head, the arm goes open. I kneel over the arm. The wrist lock's right there. Yeah, this is actually. No, I talked too much about wrist lock.